This is Dr. Andrew Jones. I'm often asked why I'm still not practicing as a veterinarian. Well, I resigned from the College of Veterinarians of BC on November 30th, 2010. The following is an interview I did with Global TV.
The interior town of Nelson has one less animal doctor tonight now that a local vet has resigned from the College of Veterinarians. Dr. Andrew Jones has been battling the college over his use of alternative and natural treatments for animals. Jones says while human medicine has come to realize the benefits of such therapies, veterinarians are lagging behind. Ted Chernecki reports.
She's an older cat with some more serious chronic health problems.
After 12 years of practicing at the Nelson Animal Hospital, Dr. Andrew Jones has had enough. He will practice no more after the end of this month, not here, not anywhere. His decision comes after a 5-year battle with the provincial organization that governs veterinarians in BC.
At times I was fairly critical of conventional veterinary practices, be it from the type of food we're feeding, be it from vaccines, be it from conventional medication and their side effects that I felt aren't being discussed or dealt with properly with pet owners and the public. And at times I was even critical of veterinary college, my own college.
He is a firm believer in homeopathic alternatives to animal care. He even markets his own food supplements. That in itself isn't what got the BC Veterinary Medical Association on his case. It was the way the young doctor was marketing his products and ideas in newspaper ads and on his internet website.
Well, he can express his opinions as much as he likes. He just is not supposed to do them in a way that's self-laudatory towards himself or derogatory towards other members of his profession.
So the college has fined him $20,000 plus about another $10,000 in legal fees. By quitting, Dr. Jones can avoid those penalties, but more important, he says, free himself to say what he wants on his internet website, that he believes the college-approved methods of animal care do not serve the best interests of pet owners.
They don't have a governing body that is looking after or championing their rights. They've got the College of Veterinarians, which has chosen to prosecute me, a competent veterinarian.
He's very compassionate, extremely knowledgeable. He's not afraid to ask for a second opinion. And I just feel totally confident bringing my dogs to Dr. Jones.
In his 5-year-long battle with the college, Jones twice signed promissory notes to tone down his language and twice broke those promises. He says that's because the college guidelines for which words can and cannot be used are unreasonably restrictive and open to wide interpretation at the college's discretion, to the point that all vets in BC with critical opinions are effectively muzzled.
This is me, Dr. Jones, in my former veterinary practice, the Nelson Animal Hospital. The summary of what I was charged with by my former veterinary college. Findings. Dr. Jones engaged in marketing practices in contravention of the bylaws and violated written undertakings he provided to the BCVMA regarding his marketing practices. Council found Dr. Jones guilty of unprofessional conduct. Disposition. Council issued Dr. Jones a formal reprimand and a warning against future violations of the bylaws. Dr. Jones was ordered to pay a fine of $20,000 for violating the marketing guidelines, a fine of $10,000 for violating his 2 personal undertakings to the BCVMA, and the cost of the inquiry. So do you consider these fines reasonable or excessive? The College of Veterinarians has published a summarized list of veterinarians who have been investigated. In most cases, the veterinarian is unnamed. I wanted to give you a few examples and associated fines by comparison. So let's start with Veterinary X. Veterinary X failed to provide safe working environment and meet Employment Standards Act of BC. Failure to obtain informed consent. Failure of standard of care with respect to anesthesia, isolation of infectious animals, surgical asepsis, use of cyacryl adhesive, diagnosis and surgical treatment with respect to a toe amputation. Failure to respond promptly and appropriately to the CVBC. The fine? 0. Then let's go to Veterinary Y. Veterinary Y had a failure to adhere to the appropriate sterility guidelines. Failure of competent care with respect to examination and history taking. Failure of competent care with respect to anesthesia. Failure of competent care with respect to surgery. Falsification of medical records and attempting to mislead the CVBC. Fine, $1,000. Then let's discuss Veterinary Z. Failure of competent care with respect to sterile surgeries, eyelid surgeries, anesthesia, physical examination, and history taking in a dog. Undertaking not to perform eye surgery until the registrant has obtained the appropriate skill level. Undertaking to euthanize animals promptly and record the information accurately. Falsification of medical records. Fine, $2,000. I now happen to have the notoriety of having the largest fines ever imposed by a veterinary college, $30,000. Yes, and I assume some veterinarians considered me Dr. Evil. But I'm still going to keep on doing what I'm doing now, publishing even more alternative pet health information and speaking out in support of our animals. Thanks again for all your support over the years. Thank you for watching this week's edition of Veterinary Secrets. What I want you to do right now is click the link, that link in the box below, and I'll be sending you my free book and videos on how to heal your pets at home with my top natural remedies.